So today I wanted to talk about how I've been using journaling to try and help me manage my inner critic and the situations that can trigger my anxiety. Now, my inner critic, it's really dominated my life for far too many years, and it can take many forms. So one of those is pretty fearsome and powerful, and it would regularly jolt me awake in the middle of the night in a panic. It would rant about all these bad things that were about to happen, and keep spiraling into things like that I'll be losing my job, that I'll be actually incapable of getting another job, and I'll be homeless, and it would keep ranting and catastrophizing from there, refusing to let me relax or go to sleep. But it can also be quite devious, constantly whispering in my ear that I'm not good enough, that I don't know what I'm doing, and I'll soon be found out. And I found that this type of thinking was showing up everywhere for me, and as you can now imagine, it was becoming pretty exhausting and paralyzing. Now, I've spoken before about the importance of talking to people, but I've also been experimenting with journaling as a way of helping me with tame that inner critic. And in the past, I've had various attempts at journaling, and I've never really been able to get that habit to stick. I think it's because either I haven't really known what to write about, or that I've self censored for the fear that somebody else will come along and read it. So I've never really found the process particularly useful. But lately I've been using it differently, and I spend some time each morning just writing out what's on my mind. And it's kind of like a conversation with myself, and I find that by writing things down, thoughts become tangible, something that I can look at, I can reason with, rather than some uncontrollable rampage of spiraling thoughts. So, to take a recent example, I had a new opportunity that had presented itself to me, and my inner critic, it was going to town on why I should say no. But rather than let it go on, I just wrote down all those things that I was worried about, and I let it flow into all of those negative thoughts that were present. I then wrote down all the things that I was excited about with it, and all the good things might come from it. And then finally, I went back and I answered those worries. Now, some of those I was able to just dismiss completely, and with others, I was able to just work through them and look at the positives on why that opportunity was here for me in the first place, and also all the positives that would still be there even if things didn't go to plan. And after this, I felt much calmer and in control, having kind of taken that step back and taken some perspective. So I think, we all experience that inner critic to varying degrees. And for me, this is just one way that I'm using to help manage that. But as always, I'd be really interested, if there's any other techniques that you're finding useful, then please do feel free to share them.